Hi everyone, J9 back with a chair stretching workout for you today. All you need is a chair with no arms and something that you feel stable using. What I want you to bear in mind for when we stretch is I want you to feel it. And if you feel pain at any point, stop immediately and reassess what's going on. Flexibility is a practice in patience. So with that being said, I want you to feel it. What you should be feeling is sort of a challenge, uncomfortable zone. Challenge is where the change is. So if you don't feel what's happening, and I'll do my best to point out where it is we should be feeling and what we should be feeling. If you don't feel it, listen more to my cues and see how you might be able to subtly shift and figure it out. Hopefully you're well hydrated and hydrate well after this or during this. And let's get started. So coming to the very front of your chair, if the edge of your chair is in the way, you're going to feel that and it's going to inhibit your stretching. Let's just start with the hamstrings. Taking that right leg out front, flex the foot so you're involving your calf. Inhale tall, and we're pushing from the low back forwards, maintaining a nice lengthened spine. And the more we tip from the hip, the more we're going to feel the back of that thigh. Now the more we draw the toes in and up, the more we're going to feel our calf. So you can feel this all the way down the back of your leg. If you want to add on, you can always do a chest stretch with this. That is optional. Reaching back, you may clasp the chair and push forwards with the chair anchoring your shoulders wide and back. Or clasp your hands together if that's an option. But let's take a big shoulder roll and draw them away, letting your collarbones widen. And now, a little note on alignment. Where's your chin? Is your chin leading the way? Or are you staring at me? You don't need to look at me. I know, I'm made for the movies, but tuck that chin in, maybe gaze down, because your alignment's gonna follow where your gaze goes. So check in with me, but don't stare at the screen. Check in with your body instead. That feels like a good long stretch. We kind of can't do enough hamstring stretches, right? Let's release. Take those hands to your thigh and come on up. We're going to drop the toes down. Full foot connects to the floor and we slide that back, back, back. So it comes underneath us. And when we start to lift the heel just a little bit, push the heel back down. We're going to feel that in the deep part of our back lower leg. If you don't quite feel it, notice, did your toes turn? We want all of that lined up. If you have floorboards like I do, line all knee, heel, and toe up with a floorboard, and then push your heel down, and you will feel it. Take a deep breath. Always taking slow, deep breaths and allowing gravity to help where and when it can. Another full breath in, last one. And let's keep this side going. We're going to cross this over. You might need a low crossover. You might be able to do a high crossover. If you're high, flex this foot to protect this knee. And again, we're going to fold forward, but let's inhale. Find that lift, space through the spine, hinge from the hip, bring the heart down, straight midline, but keep it open. We're still working on a flat back, fighting gravity. Notice, are you still staring at me? I know, I wear fancy pants for a reason. They'll be here next time. Tuck the chin, look down, a few feet out in front of you, and imagine space in the back of your neck. How do you create that? Maybe it's angel listening ears. Perk up a little bit. Maybe you can think elegant. We're breathing. And gently inviting a little more pressure from the low back if it feels inviting. With every breath, especially that exhale, explore a little more depth. With every in breath, breathing long. Every out breath, sinking deep. Let's come on up. Change the angle. We're going to rotate the heart. So we're feeling this in the hip back here. We're shifting and then come on down on the right here. Keeping that back flat, using your breath. So, while you're holding this, let's add a little imagery. The glutes are a fan of muscle. And when we come down the middle, we're getting one part, one segment of that muscle, of the fan. So when we change angles, we're getting a different part of that fan. Maybe you notice this feels different than the middle. Let's come on up and explore a third part of that fan. We're gonna turn the other way. Good alignment, breathe and use that lift. Folding towards that ankle and coming down. So notice, each of these directions is a little different of an experience. Breathe deep. Every exhale, settle in a little further if you can, pushing from the low back, trying not to arch that spine. One more deep breath here. And let's come up to neutral. Now, here's your opportunity. Which direction did you feel the most challenged, most interesting, the most feedback? That's where you probably need more. So it won't be the same as me necessarily, but whether it was the first, second, or third angle, take another deep breath to prepare, set yourself up, and go in that direction. Breathe. Let yourself feel heavy, negotiating with your body, not fighting it. Feels pretty good, doesn't it? Feels good. And let's come on up. And neutral spine. We're going to snugly cross, maybe high, maybe low. And we're going to take a big eagle. So, top leg is crossed over, right arm comes across, palm is up. Left arm is on top, palm is up. So you may hug, especially if your elbows cannot stay hooked, right? When we come up, backs of hands, maybe full wrap, but this is up to you. If your elbows are doing this, you're not gonna get this. Hug. I see that a lot. So be honest with yourself. Take this workout at the level that you are able. We're gonna inhale the elbows up high, hide your face, and then keep those elbows up as you round your spine down, spreading the shoulder blades wide, breathing into the back of that heart space. It's not a lean, it's a collapse, ribs to hips. Now, you definitely shouldn't be looking at me right now. You should be breathing in this pose. Let's take one more deep breath in. Exhale completely and gently roll up, up, up. Now keep these arms. Let's lower them down a little bit, but still shoulder height. Let's take them across the body and back the other way. Let's do that again 2 more times. Just noticing how you're teasing space into that upper back. And if you're here, it looks just like that. You're taking your shoulder blades wide away from your spine. Oh, feels so good. One more time, keep breathing deep. And let's unravel all of that. Take a quick wrist roll. All right, let's move on. We're gonna uncross. Let's face this way for our lunges. So, come to the side, this back leg. You're gonna have this hip hanging off the edge of your chair. You can hang on if you need to feel more grounded. Your knee is straight down, and maybe you don't feel much going on yet, and that's okay. From here, let us tick-tock that heel further back, and we're gonna play with this. Actually, what we're gonna do is a calf stretch again. So let's press through that leg and try to anchor that heel down. You might lift off your chair. You might be down here and pushing and still feeling it. You might. All right, let us release that and bring that knee. It's more of a tail tuck under, but the knee might come with. So we're tucking in, squeezing our butt, getting lots of space in that low back. We're coming into a hip flexor stretch. If you need a little help with that, you can reach forwards and pull back with the shoulder right behind that hip. But you want to engage this and tuck under. And you might hang out here. If you want to add on, this is optional. We're going to take a side bend. Inhale up high. Exhale, reach over the back of your chair. And you're going to feel that deep inside the hip, maybe in the oblique, maybe down through the thigh. There's a lot going on here. Let's take a few deep breaths. Every exhale, deepen into this more fully. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Let's take a deep breath to rise. Exhale, release that arm. And let's just meet those feet. Scooch fully onto the chair. And your knees are going to be hip width apart. We're going to twist using the chair. So inhale tall. Try to make sure your ears are over your shoulders, right? We don't want to twist from here or here. So ground it through the sits bones, lift it up tall. Then we grab the back of the chair. Inhale big. Exhale, use your arms to help you twist. Include your gaze over your shoulder, all the while keeping lifted. And breathe deeply down your spine. Don't force, just invite a little extra. And every in-breath, you're getting more height. Every out-breath, you're twisting a little deeper, trying to soften. One more time, let's take one more breath. Gently release, face your knees, make sure that was all okay. And let's come to the front. Let's do it all again on the other side. So scooching to the very front, we have the left heel out. We have good posture. We have a big smile. Pull the toes in. Hinging from the hip, we come forwards with a nice flat back, open heart. Shoulders are fighting gravity and we're not looking at me. Tuck it in, aim low. Every breath, we find more space. Every exhale, a little bit more depth. Option to add that chest opener. Arms may sweep back, hanging onto that chair, or clasping. It's up to you, what feels right. Maybe you got enough that first time for your chest. Well, let's work on where's that chin. Are you leading with your chin? Pull your head back like you're making a double chin. If that doesn't make sense, maybe figure out if you can line your chin up right above that divot. Breathe, feel, all the way down that leg, back of the leg, pull the toes in if you don't quite feel your calf. One more time. Let's release those arms and let's rise up. All right, we're gonna slide those toes down on the ground, full foot plant to slide back, back, back. And when we get far enough back, we'll know because our heel will lift off the ground ever so slightly. We're aligned, toe, heel, and knee. And we press down through the heel. Now when we do that, our foot, our ankles, that's what we're focusing on. Keeping all of that aligned. Pressing firmly through the heel to get another calf stretch. And breathe. So we already stretched this calf doing the lunge on that side. So when we do the lunge on this side, it'll feel a little different because we've already done it, half of it. So we're hitting up the calves more than once. One more breath. And let's release. Let's cross over, low if you need it low, high if you're able, like you're tying your shoe. We want a big window here. Flex that foot, protect the knee. We're gonna inhale, good alignment. We're gonna smile because we're so happy. And we're shifting forwards, forwards, forwards. What are you feeling? We're going for the hip here. So observe when you come down here and tuck your chin, stop looking at me, go within with your awareness and feel into your hip. What are you feeling in there? Breathing deeply, letting go with your exhale. And we did this 3 different ways last time. We want to get the full fan of those muscles. So coming on up, actually for this hip it would be this way if you need a visual. So coming up, turning towards that knee, coming down, but we're trying to maintain an open heart. We don't want to collapse. We want to be open with a flat back, pushing from the low back. Just feeling into where there might be a little bit of a protest and breathing a little bit of space into that resistance. Allowing the body to figure out what we're inviting it to do. Again, negotiating, not a hostile takeover, seeing what the body is in agreement with, and then opening it up for negotiations. Let's explore the other side. Come up, neutral spine, rotating over, so we're aiming our heart to our heel and folding forward from the hip. And breathe. Now if it helps, you can always press the knee down gently at any point for this stretch. You don't want to go crazy. It's just about feeling it. If you're feeling it, you're there. If you don't feel anything, you're probably not there. And if you don't feel it where I say, that might mean looking at your alignment, or it might mean that's just where you're tight. So as long as you're feeling something and it feels kind of worth your while, good. One more breath. And let's come on up. Now checking in. Was it midline, left, or right that was the most juicy and interesting for you? Let's go back into that zone. Whatever it is for you, it won't be what I'm doing, it'll be what you felt. And folding, finding another breath or two, and just settling into this. Noticing if your chin has started to lead the way, tuck it in. One more deep breath. And release on your next out breath, coming up to center. Now, whether it's high or low, snugly cross or snugly cross. We're going to inhale tall, crossing over, palm turned up. Right arm is going to cross on top of that. Now, remember your options. You might be hugging. There's nothing wrong with hugging. If you're not sure, stick with the hug. If you go to wrap and your elbows lose it, go with the hug. If your elbows stay hooked, that's your leverage. Let's inhale, lift those elbows high. Hide your face. Exhale, round and hollow the belly. C-shape your spine. Like you're trying to touch your ribs to your pelvis. Your arms are staying up, but you're collapsing through the front of your spine. Breathe space into that upper back. Oh, so good. And gently roll up, up, up. Now, we did a little bit of twist here, so a little bit across the body and come back the other way. Elbows should be shoulder height. If they're lower, you're not going to get too much. Let's do that again. Breathe tall. Just working a little bit of release between those shoulder blades, preventing all that slouching. One more time. All right, let's come to the middle and release. That's a good one. We're going to uncross and let's lunge to this side. So, right cheek's going to hang off the edge of this chair. Knee comes straight down, minimum. You want this back. You want this straight down. So, we're going to press through this heel from here and straighten that leg. You might lift up if you want to really ground through that heel. You might not need to feel that calf stretch. Woo. So, if your toes are turned out, you may not be feeling this. Again, that alignment, because we've already done the calf. So, aligning your toes to the front with your knee. If your toes are turned out, you're not going to feel too much. Probably. And of course, listen to your body. Breathe deep. And gently coming back to that lunge proper. We're going to squeeze and tuck for the hip flexor stretch. If you want to, reach forward. Pull back. Shoulder just behind the hip. You should feel this pull here, maybe down the thigh. If you want to add a side bend, let's inhale up and over. Exhale, dive. Don't lose the hip. Don't lose that feeling. Just add the rest of this. If you lose it, come back to that hip flexor stretch. You're squeezing and tucking under. You're opening the heart. Every breath is full and slow. Every exhale, you're melting a little deeper into this. Let's take one more breath. Can you deepen a little bit further? Inhale up tall and release your arm by your side. All right, full scooch onto the chair this time. Knees hip width. Inhale tall. We want this chin tucked in for our twists, right? Let's grab the back of that chair. Inhale tall. Exhale revolve. Relax the shoulders. Play with this space in the low back if it feels right, but keep that deep breath happening throughout. Inhaling tall. Exhale, can you come a little deeper? And remember, we're not forcing, we're just inviting a little bit of help with our arms. One more breath. Let's exhale and release. Face those knees and gently come to the front of your chair. All right, we're almost done. So let's make sure we have some space. We're going to reach up high and tricep stretches. You're going to match up those palms and come on back for 2. So you're getting both of the backs of those arms at the same time. That may or may not be enough for you. You can hold back on the elbow. You can push back. If you're not sure what you need, take a clasp and come behind and pull across. And wherever you're at, if you want to, you can add a side bend again if that feels right. And let's breathe deeply. One more time. And release. Let's find neutral and come back in for the other side. Breathe it in. Maybe you stay with prayer hands. Maybe you're grabbing. Maybe you're pushing. Maybe you're clasping and facilitating. And maybe you're taking another side bend. Breathing slow and deep. And let's release up to neutral. Bring the arms up and wide. All right, let's do a little bit for our hands and wrists. We're going to come out. Let's just curl the fingers, make a fist, curl it up, and curl from the elbows. And if you really want to, just lift. And let's undo that, lengthening long, opening the hands, opening the fingers. Let's do that again and really flex if it feels right. Curl, fist, wrist, bring it in. So good. And release. Let's do that one more time. Completely let it go. Stretch this side of your body. And then let's stretch the other side of your body. Breathe. And gently let that go. Let's wrist roll, wrist roll, wrist roll, and go the other way. And let's jump down to the ankles too. Why neglect them? We're going to take the outside edge of our shoe or foot on the ground. Trace the outside edge of your shoe all the way around. Don't skip any parts of that perimeter. We're just rolling around all the way, making it a really dramatic range of movement for that ankle. And then once you've done 3 in one direction, go in the other direction. Ooh, snap, crackle, pop. I can hear that from here. And keep breathing. Keep feeling gravity. Let's change over to the other side. Outside edge of that foot, just rolling through the toes, making sure the arch, which is the hardest to get down for most of us, rolling through the entirety of the back heel to the outside edge. Ooh. And go slow. Just because you can go fast doesn't mean there's any benefit. What are you feeling? I know who my speed demons are out there. Are you going slow? Does my voice haunt you yet, reminding you to go slow? And when you've done 3 rotations, go the other way. Again, feeling grounded, feeling present, feeling how intense this really can be for something so simple. And find neutral. So, I want to do 2 more things, jaw and neck. So let's bring this alignment, awareness, to alignment from the sits bones all the way up. Are your shoulders stacked over your hips? Feel free to wiggle and find neutral. Let's kind of honor the spine a little bit more and work our way up into the neck and jaw. So let's C shape, like we did for eagle. We're really sliding the hands towards the knees, shoulders are wide, chin is tucked in, and really try to keep your shoulders over your hips if you can. So you're collapsing tight through that front body. And then change your breath to press that forwards, pulling the shoulders back. Head doesn't look straight up because that's a break in the neck. Keep the chin tucked in and high above the sternum. And let's C shape back the other way. So lengthen the back body. Breathe. And then lengthen the front body, tipping from your pelvis. You should be feeling your pelvis, your hips getting involved. One more time. Tight front body. And tight back body. Pull the shoulders back away from your ears. And let's find a new neutral spine. That should have felt pretty good. Let's take this right ear to shoulder. And let's anchor this left arm. Fingers hook under that chair if you're able. If not, maybe there's a post in back, or maybe you can just press your hand down and that's enough. So it's ear to shoulder, your nose is facing me. Breathe. One more time. Let's release that hand and come up to neutral spine. Notice if you feel crooked. And let's come down. Left ear, left shoulder. Hook the hand if you can. And when you exhale, let your head, the weight of your head and gravity help you here. You might get a stretch all the way out to your shoulder if you can anchor that hand. Breathing deep and slow. Just really feeling into those muscles and what they have to say. One more time, why not? Let's release that hand and come up to neutral, head and neck. Let's take our jaw and open up real wide. And neutral. One more time, 2 more times. Inhale wide, big face. And exhale, neutral. Inhale again, open big. Maybe get a real yawn. If I yawn, did that help you yawn? And neutral. And notice how your teeth don't need to touch. Your tongue is relaxed off the roof of your mouth and you can find more space and length. It takes engagement to keep our mouths shut. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of jokes that just came to mind at my expense. I heard them. But yeah, we can soften a lot through there. All right, let's take another one more time just because I'm about to yawn. Just check in, stretch, deep breath. And let that soften, don't let your teeth touch. And just notice what that does, softening through your face, your neck and your shoulders. If you still feel tension, let's do a little shake out. We can shake out our hands to one side. Shake out our hands to the other side. Shake out our hands to the center. And let's take a deep breath in. Inhale up high. And shake it all out, all the way down. Maybe you can shake out your legs. All right. Now, check in one more time. Hopefully you felt some shifts happening. Great job listening to your body, making this a priority. Please return to j9massageenbeyond.com/fitnessfromhome for more videos. These videos are free, so please forward them to anyone who might benefit from them. And I can't wait to see you again. Take care.